This is Tammi C, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. How you all doing out there? I'm doing good. My birthday was yesterday. It was the weirdest birthday ever. I just have to confess. It was weird. I've been having this lightheaded feeling a little bit Friday when I was in my office, and it started up again yesterday. I had plans to do my little go get free stuff and just kind of turn the day into what I wanted it to be. That's how I did it last year. It was so much fun. But what I have learned, 50 plus years around the globe, sit your butt down. And I followed my body. I feel better today. I do. And I'm blessed. We're having a brunch today, my family and I. And people have been so kind with the well wishes, birthday wishes. And my friends are so generous. They give gifts. They want to take me out. I had a friend give me a $100 DoorDash card. I'm just blessed. So even when the day don't go how you think it should go, it's still a blessing to be alive. That's what I'm coming up with. That's what I know. And I want to talk about that today. Not quite just that, but how to keep going when life knocks you down. Rather, how to not get knocked down by life. It's a crazy, hey, what's that song my mom used to play back in the day? It's a crazy mixed up world. It's a doggy world. Everybody's something. Oh, I forgot the lyrics. This is from the 70s. Talk to any guy, he'll tell you taxes are too high, and his books, movies all corrupt. Suicide is way up. Do you all remember that? If it ain't one thing, it's another. Y'all remember that? It's the same. The 70s, 2025 is the same thing. My mother was a music buff. She loved music. Tupac, Gerald Levert, Phyllis Hyman. Mama was on it. And so she would bring in different CDs, stayed in the record store back in the 70s. And then once the CDs came out on the west side of Chicago, we have this place called Max Records. When is that still open? Well, with music being so different, she stayed over there at Max Records and became friends with, Mac over there. So that's where my love for music came in from my mom, and singing in the choir over close to 20 years in one church and quite a few years at another. But yeah, life is tough sometimes. And what are you going to do when it knocks you down? As Mike Tyson said, what you going to do when it punch you up in your mouth? What you going to do? It's all good till somebody hit you in the mouth and knock your front teeth out. And honestly, you all, only the strong shall survive, because every curveball that hits you, if you keep falling down, you're not going to make it through this life. And I think we know this, like some of us old school churchgoers that went to church and still believe in the believers, but we getting caught up by the heat of the moment. We getting caught up by what we're looking at with our eyes. And I tell you all this every time. And please hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you all. Thank you all, too, for the birthday wishes. You all are so sweet on YouTube. My goodness. But I'm telling you all, we got to really condition your mind. You do. I was talking to my good friend, and, we were talking about politics and the news, and she was saying she get mad. And I feel her, because I do, too. But I just don't have the reservoir, you all. I just don't have it in me to sit and watch the news and get over here and have my blood pressure going through the roof. And then I'm, like tomorrow morning, I'm jumping on the video with clients. And so, I'm not going to keep talking about this profession that I'm in because I picked it. But the reason why I'm talking about it is you jump on that video, somebody parent died, they lost a relative, they just got laid off Friday. You don't know what's hitting you as a therapist, and you got to be ready. I can't be on there like, well, I was watching the news. I'm already angry and down. Now they tell me that, and I'm going to look at them like, well, I can't help you. I have to be armed and ready with encouragement, with support. And I feel in their field you got to watch your own mind because you will lose your memory. One of my good therapists, my mentor that really caused me to be a therapist many years ago, she told me, I lose my memory sometimes. I have so many clients, I lose my memory. I didn't understand, but now I do. I haven't been losing my memory, but I just feel really exhausted. Part of mine, again, is that sleep, that crazy sleep life of mine. In which you all, I took some ashwagandha last night, and honestly, I got almost 6 hours. So for me, I'm just a blessed woman. I'll take it. I'm desperate at this point. So that's why I feel pretty good today. But you all listen to me, and you're probably like, well, what's she talking about? How does she know so much? Baby, you talk about Captain Hard Times, your girl here, your girl. Holler at your girl. It's like in the 90s, and I really hate talking about this stuff. It was such a bad relationship. I was not suicidal, trigger warning. I was not. But I definitely wouldn't have cared if I slept and didn't wake up, because it was like you wake up, it's an argument, something's being thrown around the house, something's being thrown at the wall. It was just a life of hell. I hate living like that. I'm not the argumentative type. I'm not the type that's going to curse you out. I talk a mad game, you are. I'll talk to my friend, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, definitely not the person I'm kind of, interacting with. I definitely wouldn't do that to him, but that's not my style, going around cursing people out. That's just not me. I know some people, they get down with that. That's their go-to. I'm going to cuss them out. And older women, 60s, 70s, still cursing people out. Older men too. Well, what does that do for you? Going off on somebody, you are running up your pressure. Let me tell you a little story. I got a lot of stories. My niece worked at the post office. She does hair. She worked at the post office last year in conjunction with doing her hair, because the hair business with wigs and weaves and all this stuff is not like it used to be. Back in the day, you all know we would be in that shop every week, every other week. You'd be lined up with customers. It's a bit different now, and it really affects the hairstylist's money. Those products are expensive. Everything's expensive. This lady at the post office was so mean, in her 50s. And nobody liked her. She, people hated working next to her. Just wreaked havoc. Mean. And my niece said she kind of wasn't mean to my niece, but my niece saw how she was. And, my niece is the type, we got this in our family. Excuse my French. We don't give a damn. You want to be a butthole, you want to be a jerk, we just remove ourselves. We don't get entangled into people with bad personalities. My mother was like that. My older sister is like that. I'm absolutely like that. My baby sister don't give no, she do not care. She's very laid back. She do not care about that kind of stuff. And my niece the same way. So we got it. And it seemed like them two nieces coming up 18 and 20, one of them more sensitive. The older one be like, whatever. But it's a tool that you all need to develop. Stop caring about these crazy people that have, and I should say crazy, but they have some issues. Long story short story long. Baby girl fell out in that post office, the mean lady, and dropped dead. She had a massive heart attack, we're assuming, 50-something years old. And nobody wanted to help her because she was so mean. They kind of thought she was joking. I'm going to go on a limb and make up, my own little assumption. You're real mean in your time of a crisis. They're not going to run to help you as quick as they'll run to help you and me if we treating them good. So her friend began trying to help her, screaming, then somebody alerted the paramedics, but the lady passed away. And I'm saying all of that to say, you could sit there and curse people out and get your blood pressure ran up and be mean and hateful and spiteful. What it's doing to your immune system, your blood cells, your blood pressure, you're doing a disservice to yourself. So it's just not worth it. But I say all that to say, I had to go through some of that in the 90s. And it was a very dark time for me. And it was, it was dark for a while. It was dark from maybe 90 something. I'm going to go with 94, 95, all the way through 2006. And in the midst of that, I lost my dad. He had a massive heart attack. The divorce came 2 months later. and financial ruins followed me for years. Just get a job, laid off, get a job, laid off. I quit. It was just a very volatile time. Had a miscarriage. A lot of stuff happened. But thanks be to God, I started reading The Power of Positive Thinking. And that book changed my life. And I read it every day. I put it to the test. Not the whole book, of course. I read chapters a day. And I was like, okay, this book says to be positive. This book says to say all things are possible with God. This book says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. And I'm going to put this book to the test. And I grabbed prayers that avail much. Still use both books to this day. And I said, let me say these prayers. Let me read these Bible verses. And within 2 weeks, you all, I never tell a lie. I'm not a liar anyway. If I do lie, it won't be to you all. It might be, hey, I'm sick, but I'm not. That's about the biggest lie I'm going to. But yeah, 2 weeks. So I'm working a temp job, making 14, maybe 50 an hour. And I get this guy, he calls me. Now, this 2 weeks into reading that book. And he said, I have a job for you. Now, I knew this software called SAP, which is real big now, Oracle platform. I was a buyer, creating purchase orders, buying different materials. Back in 06, 07, a lot of people didn't know SAP. So if you knew it, you were a commodity. Sure enough, the guy said, I have a job. It's doing SAP. It's going to pay you really well. But he would not give me the dollar amount. I'm like, now this is weird. I never had somebody come to me with a job and they won't tell me. But for some reason, I trusted him. He's just African-American guy. Not that because he was African-American. It's not that. But the way he was real cool. And I could tell he had some pull. I could tell he was going to get me some money. So sure enough, I'm at this temp job. I'm like, I'm about to quit this job. Forget that. So I told them something like, oh, gotta go. Long story. I'm not coming back. That's what I told them. And so I go to this new job. And he said, you're going to get $24 an hour. He finally told me. And I was like, man, I'm making $14.50, which was horrible. And then went to 24. I said, well, I could make some things happen with this. Then you are ready for this? I get my check. It said $28 an hour. I'm like, $28? Here I go. Okay. Now I got 40 hours on this check because I got paid every week. And they told me 24, but it's 28. I'm going to have to tell these people and they're going to deduct. So I called the administrative assistant. I'm like, hey, I got $28 an hour. I thought it was supposed to be 24. I just want to be honest before I have to pay back all this money. And she said, oh no, Tammy, that's correct. I was like, oh, okay. I went from $14.50 to $28 an hour in 2 weeks from changing my outlook. And that's why I'm saying all of this, just to tell you all, when life knocks you down some type of way, you gotta see the silver lining. I have a beautiful friend. I have a lot of good friends, you are. I have a beautiful friend. She just lost her mom in July. And this lady was a beautiful soul. Miss Phillips looked younger than her age. She was 70, upper 70, or 76, I do believe. But she looked so young. Her body was in great shape. She kept her hair beautiful. My niece did her hair. And what an aura. So positive. She always had this beautiful smile. Just a good looking woman and a good person. And so we lost her in July. And my friend texted me yesterday. Our birthdays are right by each other. And I said, she said such beautiful words to me for my birthday. And I said, how are you? And she said, I'm doing better. And I know that was not easy to type. Makes me choke up because I know what it's like to lose your mom. But my friend found a silver lining, some type of way. Even though she lost her mother 2 months ago, she was able to say, I'm doing better. God is good. And that's what I try to tell people. It just is very hard. And with my clients, I know some of them have really bad depression, so I'm not picking on them. But for some of us that are doing a little better, if we could really embrace gratitude, that is going to be your key to life, you all. Recently, I was thinking about, me leaving my job and doing this business full time. It's only been going on 3 months. It'll be in 3 months at the end of the month. And it's been good. It's been real busy. So that I'm grateful for. But it's been taxing on my brain. And then I'm shelling out money because I am a business owner. And when you're new at this, you kind of don't even know what's going to come around the corner. It's always something to buy or pay for, which fine. That's just part of the game. But sometimes I started second guessing myself just faintly because of the expensive health care. And I'm like, did I do the right thing? But it's like each week something reminds me, oh, you did the right thing. When you see a check that's way more than what you used to make, or each week I'm booked and I know I did the right thing because I cut down on that commute, and the commuting was really taking a toll on me. I just want you all to know that a bill is going to come that's going to upset you. Yep, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, they not going to act right. They not. They're going to disappoint you over and over and get on your nerve. And some days it's going to be lovey-dovey. In the words of Tony Terry. What you all know about that song? Lovey-dovey. Love Tony Terry. You all know him. When I'm with you. Redhead. He's cute. He's a cutie. Yeah, but ups and downs in these relationships. Sometimes your finances are banging, and if you're one of the blessed ones that have invested correctly, you got some real estate property, maybe mama, daddy left you money, or however you got your money, you worked hard, you get a big bonus, you get your 401k is right. Hey, God bless you. You one of the fortunate ones money wise, but some people are check to check, and the checks are not even waving. Sometimes them kids, oh my goodness, them kids gonna cut up and get on your last nerve. Sometimes health goes a little south. Sometimes your siblings get on your nerve. Sometimes your manager get on your nerve. Sometimes where you live, your apartment, the management is not doing right. Sometimes if you're a homeowner, your neighbor's crazy, or your HVAC system goes out, or your roof needs fixing, or the dryer goes out. Sometimes the dryer go out with the dishwasher. I know recently I had to put 2 tires on my car, and I had just got back from vacation. You spend when you go on vacation, it's easy to spend $1,000, $2, $3, depends on where you're going and how long you stay. And then to have to turn around and spend hundreds on the car. Then you got to pay the rent for the office. Then I have to pay the rent for my place. I get very anxious over finances, by the way. So it's going to happen like that. And it's like, what you going to do when you get hit in the mouth? What you going to do? And it's how you use your mind is what's going to get you through. Unfortunately, you all, it's nothing I could say on here that could change these type of things. Unfortunately, either sometimes your parents die or it's going to be you or them. And that's just how it go. Sometimes it's even a sibling. And I love my sisters. Oh, I love my sisters and I love my friends. And if something happened to them, that's devastating. I don't even try to think about it because it's devastating. And I've lost a couple of friends, and it's a very bad and sad feeling. This is why, and I hate even talking about losing kids. I try not to even talk about that. But this is why we have to be positive, gracious, grateful, kind, and loving when things are good. Because you want to have that staying power when things are bad. What are you going to do when you get punched all up in your nose? What are you going to do when somebody punch you in the mouth? This is figuratively. That's what Mike Tyson said. And he is 1,000% correct. We are doing great when things are clicking. But what do you do when the rug is pulled from under your feet and you land on your back with a broken back? What do you do when you get that diagnosis? And I tell you all, my friend know that she might be listening. I ain't handled that first breast cancer diagnosis well. But baby, by the 3rd, 4th week, let's get it. I had my boxing gloves on and I changed my tune. And hey, I got compliments from everybody. We didn't even know you were sick. How are you acting like this? Because I was scared. I said, if you panic and with this cancer, it might get worse. But if you have a positive attitude and visualize yourself crossing the finish line, you're going to be healed. And I sit here today, I don't know how many years ago, 18, since the first diagnosis and 12 or 13 since the second. So I am a miracle. I'm a testimony. I'm on this channel for a reason. And listen to this podcast. Listen and think about it. And think about your life and what's going good. And take some time and write it down. Text it to yourself. Oh, okay. Running water, hot water. I have a beautiful home. I drive a nice car. I have some great feet. I have legs. I have teeth in my mouth. And people take this stuff for granted. I can use the washroom. Even going to the washroom, having a normal number 2 is a blessing. Some people don't have normal bowel movements. I know that sounds weird, but it's not. If your body is functioning well, you can raise your arms, jump up and down. You're a blessed person, but we take this for granted. And when life knocks us down, we're not thinking about what's going good. We go straight to the bad. But if you be grateful, trust and believe you'll be able to handle things when they come to you. Tammi C Walker, getting on up out of here. Got a little work to do, very little, and then heading to brunch. Have a beautiful Sunday wherever you are. Thank you all for listening. God bless you all. God keep you all.